Mall of America. It's home to world-class shopping, great dining, and amazing attractions and events. And these are our stories, presented by Bloomington, Minnesota Travel and Tourism. Hello and welcome to So Much More. I'm your host, Jill Renslow, joined by Dan Jasper. And we're going to talk about all the new stores that are happening here at Mall of America. There's a lot of fun activity with stores, restaurants, attractions. We have so much happening. We're excited to be joined by leaders of our leasing team. So who leads leasing? You've seen her before. Carrie Charleston, welcome back to
Good
So
morning.
Much More.
Thank you.
And we're very excited to have Ashley Hofmann. This is her first time on So Much More. So welcome, Ashley.
A little nervous, so no judgment.
You're going to do great. This is so great because you guys are constantly searching the marketplace and looking for concepts and brands to really elevate what we have to offer here. It's the top tier brands. They're first to market, they're flagships, and it really creates that dynamic tenant mix. So we want to dive into that. We want to give our viewers and listeners all the fun things so when they come out here to try something new, because you're a product of your behavior. If you want to go back to those stores that you know and you're familiar with and that you know that fit well or that you know are familiar in your social feeds, but we have so much to offer. So I would love for you guys to dive in to talk about your leasing strategy and like how do we keep it fresh? How do you go about finding these new stores? And we want to dive into these new stores. So if you guys want to just talk a little bit about your strategy.
Yeah, absolutely. We love, for one, to research and come up with new ideas. A lot of it is our favorite brands, maybe favorite categories, but we really kind of dig deep into what we would love to bring to Mall of America, make it unique, maybe the first store in the market, only store in Minnesota, love all of those things. But we really also try to be thoughtful about how we curate the merchandise mix within Mall of America. We love to kind of create avenues, if you will. If you look down our West Market, there's certain types of brands. And then that leads into our South Avenue with maybe a different collection of curated brands. But we really do try to be thoughtful about that process. What's your favorite part of the process?
I mean, I think it's just fun, like growing up in Minnesota and now working here and being able to change the landscape of the biggest mall, but then also leaning on like friends and family, like, what do you want to see here? And learning about concepts that maybe I don't know about or you don't know about,
Right.
and then reaching out to those brands and finding them a home.
Yeah, and I think it's great because we allow all of our team members, we have a portal that in our intranet that allows people to share their favorite brands and maybe things that we don't have. Granted, typically you guys are talking with them already or we've had conversations, but it's great because we get ideas from everywhere. And I think you guys do a great job of keeping open minds of what's possible.
Yeah, there's something for everybody, and we love to bring that uniqueness to our property and offer so a different collection of brands for everybody.
And truthfully, your team scours the world. I mean, you've brought brands from pretty much every continent to Mall of America as well, haven't you?
Yeah.
Yep.
And you do travel. I know you go to big shows and stuff as well, and you're exposed to so many brands. And that's what's exciting is that here under our one roof of our building is you can find pretty much everything, which I love.
It's fun. And that's people expect that, right? If we're going to have it, we're going to be the ones that offer it here. So
yeah, Water Drop's a great example of that. They recently opened and that was the first one in the United States.
Right.
So we love to be able to say that and bring that to the guests.
And it's a beautiful store.
Yeah,
if you walk by it, right?
Yeah.
So let's dive in because we have a lot to talk about. So a big category that's been expanding here with a lot of new brands is the apparel category. A lot of different mixes from men's, women's, kids, all across the board. So let's start with Marine Layer. Talk to us about that brand. It's been a great addition to the west side of the property. So if you guys want to talk about Marine Layer.
So Marine Layer, it's a coastal brand. It's a kind of coastal vibe to it. It's super casual, fun apparel for men and women, but they're most known for their cotton T-shirts. People absolutely love their cotton, and the founder actually started the brand because his favorite T-shirt was falling apart and his girlfriend threw it away.
That's hilarious.
Right?
That's like devastating.
Right?
Yeah,
and so he was like, I have to. That's how the company started. So it's a super, super fun brand. But again, it's a coastal brand. So they have West Coast, East Coast, and we, of course, are no coast.
Yeah. I walked by the other
Lake
day
Coast.
and loved all the summer dresses they have and a lot of great tropical button-ups for the men. So it's great because there's men's and women's apparel in there. Okay, so next up, Edikted. This one was crazy. We did not see this coming with regards to the craziness and the attention that it was giving. So talk about Edikted.
Yeah, so Edikted started, it went viral on TikTok. And they made clothing, very limited amount of clothing, and then they would put it out there on TikTok. It went viral, and then they would sell out, and then they would tease the audience a little bit, maybe bring some back in a limited amount, or come out with something new and put it on TikTok. And then they started doing pop-ups on campuses where they literally would take like a van and pull up to a campus and just start selling clothes out of this little camper, if you will. It's really focused on young women age 16 to about 24. It's a really good price point, but you're right, it did go viral. And when we opened, I mean, there was a line, I think, all the way down to
All the way.
Nordstrom.
I feel like there's been a line
Crazy.
every day
Yeah,
since they've
always.
opened.
Yeah.
You can't walk through the
always
property
busy.
without tons of
Seeing
little
the
pink
little
bags.
pink bags.
Yes.
Yeah.
Very fun storefront with the heart-shaped
Yes.
entrance portal,
That's
also
great.
on the west side
Yeah.
and level 2. So that's been a great addition to our retail mix. How about Chubbies? That's one of my favorites because I've been buying these swim trunks for my son and my husband for years, but Chubbies has joined us on the south side of the mall.
Yeah, Southside Level 1, super fun brand. We were really excited when
Yeah.
Chubbies opened. You're right. It started off with teens, super colorful shorts and trunks. But as the brand evolved, older men started to like Chubbies too. And so I learned just from talking with the brand that, think about 35 to 45-year-old guys on the weekends, they want to wear flip-flops and shorts, right? So they started buying into the brand as well. But they're mostly known for all the color.
Yeah. Fun prints and
Yeah,
fabrics.
it's very fun.
Yeah. Yeah.
Super fun brand. though.
Little known fact about Chubbies and Marine Layer for the guy customers out there is
Yeah.
that both of those brands, if you wear them, you look 20 pounds lighter and,
Yeah.
20 pounds younger. so
That's
I'm
the
going
secret.
shopping.
Yeah.
Right? Do you have a pair of Chubbies?
I do not, but I'm going to go buy one.
You go buy one now. They're so fun.
They're very
I love
cool.
the pants.
Yeah, they
and
are.
they have a partnership with the NFL. They have some really cool
okay.
sports options as well. They sell out really fast. So if
Yeah.
you want your size, you have to get it. So Dan, I would imagine, are you a fan of True Classic?
I am. Actually, they actually started online as well.
Yep.
And I was a customer of True Classic t-shirts when they were only online.
That's awesome.
Because they had a really cool backstory and they were made in the US. And when you buy their t-shirts, and that's what I bought primarily from True Classic, is they're very comfortable and very durable. They wear well.
Yeah. Well, I love this theme because we're talking about some of the basics, right? And
Yeah.
I think
Right.
it's really smart for people to invest in basics that really can be versatile within their wardrobes. And so when you talk about Marine Layer, you talk about True Classic. I think there's others on this list too that they just have good quality
really good basics. Yeah.
I feel like that's a trend right now in retail and fashion is those basics that you can really invest in and have for a lifetime.
Right,
So we're
yeah.
seeing that from a lot of brands.
And the great thing about True Classic too is they do bundling. So
Yeah.
it's like
Yes.
if you buy 2, you get a discount. 3, even bigger. 4, 5.
If you buy 25,
you get more.
That's great. Okay, one of our new favorites recently opened, MBA store. So let's talk about MBA store.
Yes, fantastic. So it's the third in the United States. It started in New York City on Fifth Avenue. Huge store, incredible pull. They also opened in Houston, and then they opened their third location with us this year. And it's the only place to get licensed NBA gear. They have customization within the store. They have games, so there's an entertainment, interactive component. So yeah,
Super immersive and fun.
Yeah.
They had this like quick hand game
yeah.
that we went in and played with it. And it's just really immersive and fun. And they have WNBA stuff too, don't they?
Yeah, so I also love they have a huge component that is like a node to Minnesota, so the Timberwolves and the Lynx.
nice.
So love to see that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
It's
think
a
we're going to
great
see a
store.
lot of
Yeah.
events come out of that store,
think so
whether
too,
it's
yeah.
in-store events or if it's in the common area. There
Yes.
seems to be a good momentum already building with the partnership with those guys. So
Where's
they're-
that one located? Second floor.
Second floor on the
floor
west side.
Yep,
right
that's
around
right.
the corner from Nordstrom.
Yep,
So
and
there's
your
a
Nike,
great
so.
lineup of a lot of those athletic
Yeah.
foundational
Yep.
brands from Nike, Under
Under
Armour,
Armour, and then,
you've got
yeah, Nike,
NBA.
right.
So it's nice. And just you started with your strategy about putting some of those like stores together. You make
Together,
it very
yeah.
convenient for people to shop.
Yes.
Very convenient to a lot of the athleisure stores as
Yes.
well. So a lot of
Yes.
crossover there. Okay, so let's shift gears a little bit. I think it's been fun to see some of the pop-ups that we've been doing. Pop-ups meaning just a shorter duration of time with our
Yeah.
hope that maybe it's something that goes for longer term here, but it's a chance for these brands to get exposure to Mall of America and have some fun with our guests, but it's also a test drive to see if it's a good fit for us, a good fit for them. So talk about some of the recent pop-ups. So we had just fairly recently, Glossier was here.
So Glossier is a beloved beauty brand, super fun. They decided they wanted to come in and do a pop-up, and they built this black cherry balm capsule. So black cherry balm is one of their best-selling balms, and they kept running out, or selling out. So they built this capsule, and they created an activation. They brought it out to Mall of America, and then from there they went to other parts of the country. But one side of the capsule was a vending machine, so you could walk up, get your balm in the vending machine, and then the next side of the capsule was a selfie station. So you either, whether you're there with your girlfriends or your boyfriend or whatever, you could take selfies. And then on the third side of the station, it was a charm station. So they'd get a free charm. Maybe it was like the 2 little black cherries, and attach it to your balm. And then on the other side of the capsule was a Pepsi beverage station. It was absolutely insane. Over 2,000 people came out over the weekend.
It was crazy. I couldn't believe the lines.
The lines were so crazy.
It was insane.
And they sold out each day, and
Yeah.
they had to shut it down at 3:00 just to make sure that everyone got through.
Yeah.
It's such a fun brand, and then they traveled around the country with it. So it was a great example of a pop-up that came in and then just did so well. They were just like, Mall of America is absolutely amazing.
So for the fans of Glossier, can we hope to see that here longer term?
Maybe.
Never
Hopefully.
Yeah.
I'm trying to get you some inside scoop, but trying to get tight lip. So also fans of Stitch loved the pop-up. We had it right outside our front door at our offices. So it was great to see that pop up. And we were talking about this in a recent episode, that Stitch is a unique character for Disney because he really didn't have a lot of momentum early on. Really the apparel and the merchandise around Stitch really launched that character. So talk a little bit about that opportunity and the fact that that is going into a permanent tenant here.
So we have a great partnership with MINISO. They're opening a store here in a couple months. So very excited for that.
2 East, right?
Yep, on 2 East, near Alta. Yep, so that'll be fantastic. Lifestyle brand. Can't wait for that. But they came to us. They think creatively. They work with different partners, and they wanted to do a MINISO pop-up that was Lilo and Stitch.
It was so cute.
It was
Good
so
timing
cute.
with movie, right?
Yeah. So they timed it with the movie
Release.
release.
Yep.
So it's obviously one of the hottest things right now. My daughter and her friends, like, I know they came here just to get some Lilo and Stitch stuff. So yeah, I think it did great.
And the build out of that pop up was just so
it was beautiful.
eye-catching. It was beautiful blue walls,
beautiful blue.
giant Stitch up on top, and the merch was really fun.
Yes.
It was so
and I know
fun.
they were selling out of some of their merchandise as well. So
Yes, and the lines
great.
for that pop-up were crazy as well.
yeah, it's fun to see how like brands are getting more creative with different opportunities. So
Yeah, they're doing the activations really well.
yes, yeah.
So let's shift gears a little bit more into the active kind of brands that are here. One that is for customers that are active, which would be SITKA. I think for that outdoors, men and women, this time of year, summer, maybe not looking as much for the layers as you will as you head into the fall and the hunting season. But they have stuff for fishing and just outdoors. And great quality brand. We're so excited to have it here. So talk a little bit about SITKA.
Yeah. We love SITKA.
Yeah, so excited to have it. I'll never forget when they were about to open someone. It's like the Chanel of hunting gear.
Yeah, or outdoor gear.
I've never heard that connection. I like that.
Or I was like, oh, wow.
Bougie outdoor gear.
Bougie,
Yes, very bougie.
It's an
but
investment.
It's an investment, super high quality craftsmanship. But yeah, for any of your outdoor adventures, like they've got you covered. They have men's and women's.
And that's located on level 1 Nordstrom Court, right?
Right outside of
Nordstrom.
Yep. Really
It's a beautiful store.
It's a beautiful store. I think it's so well known because of their quality.
The quality is really what sets them
these
apart.
Purchases will last you, a lifetime.
Yep.
But
well, I thought it was interesting when I was talking with a store manager recently. They were talking about they're doing more apparel with actually having the branding more visible, because a lot of times it was a little bit more discreet.
Yeah.
But they want people to learn more about their brand and be brand ambassadors. So even if you're not into hunting, fishing, those type of things, it's to also recognize like they've got great apparel. So they're doing more from a branding perspective on some of their apparel items, which I thought was interesting.
Yeah.
So speaking about being active, we have Human Crane.
Oh my gosh.
That's on the
The
west
Human
side.
Crane.
So it's within Nickelodeon universe, but it's at the west entrance. So talk a little bit about this because it's a huge trend.
It's just so fun.
It's so
Like so fun. Like everyone's played the claw games growing up or as a kid or an adult even. And so now you can actually go in and be the claw. So they strap you in and you go down and you try to grab a prize.
Why not? Just have a
why
human
wouldn't you?
floating
Yeah.
over the gifts.
You can do
right? And then
everything
just,
here.
like,
Yeah.
grab it. It's
Very
really
Jimmy
funny.
Fallon-ish. Like
Yeah.
when we
Yes.
opened that,
Yeah.
it was like right after that, Jimmy Fallon had a skit on where they did the human crane. I'm like, we are so on trend.
We
because
are on
we
trend
are
always.
aligned with Jimmy.
Yeah.
That's fantastic. How about Activate? That's, I know, one of our team's fan favorites.
Yeah.
Activate's on East Side Level 3.
East Side Level 3, it's just what the name says. It's like it activates your brain. It activates your body. There's all sorts of games inside, and it's super competitive. So you can keep coming back. We call it competitive socializing.
Yes.
That's like the new buzzword.
Competitive. That's
I like
the buzzword.
Competitive socializing. But anyway, it's just super fun. But it does. It engages and stimulates your brain with different games and activities, but also your body as well. So it's a great team. It's a great team activity as well.
We did that as a team, and it's fun. I was breathing heavily at the end. I was exhausted. But you can participate at your level, but there was a trivia basketball game and some other things. So it did activate your mind and your body.
Yep.
But it was also fun because it ignited those competitive instincts in
Yes.
all of us.
Yeah.
Because we all wanted to win, right?
Yes.
And it was fun.
I love it. How about CoComelon? Have you brought your grandkids yet to CoComelon?
I haven't, but I know the younger two would love It's beautiful.
It's for the
right
little
by
ones.
Activate.
Fun.
Yes.
Yep,
Well, your
on level
grandkids are
3s.
starting to get out of that
They
age
are.
range because this is for under 6-year-olds,
Yeah.
to my
Yep.
understanding. And it's so cute. So talk a little bit about CoComelon.
Yeah, it's a super fun. It's a playground. It's an indoor playground for kids under 5 or 6. But the parents, it's fun for the parents too because they can just sit back and relax. There's an area they can watch their kids, they can work, they can just be comfortable in this setting, and their kids just get to run around and play. There's like a jungle gym in there and different little games, but it's super well done. There's like a little kitchen in there too where they can pretend that they're baking and cooking and all
So
sorts
cute.
of things.
So
But
Yeah. So
And the
cute.
costume characters are adorable. We just had them at a recent Toddler Tuesdays. The kids went crazy.
Yeah.
They loved it. So, and once you start singing that song, it gets caught in your head. Very
are you going to sing for us? No.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm not. Okay, so one of my new favorites where I love to have breakfast meetings now is Sweet Paris.
Oh, so good.
That's another
Oui,
one right
oui.
outside of Nordstrom.
Oui,
We're
oui,
just like
yes.
adding a lot over to the Nordstrom area. So right outside Nordstrom level 1, talk about Sweet Paris.
Yeah, I love Sweet Paris.
I love it's so good. Yeah.
It's like this sweet little Parisian cafe, kind of transports you to Paris, if you will. But they have sweet and savory crepes that are absolutely delicious. But they also have like good salads too. We get lunches there a lot
Omelets
for
are
salads.
amazing.
Yep.
Yeah.
But their coffee,
I was
think
gonna
their
say,
coffee,
if you're looking for a good
their
coffee.
coffee, if you haven't tried it yet, I mean, their lattes and just really great coffee. I see a lot of people in there just like even working and just with their laptops and
Yeah.
working away.
It's a
and just,
lovely
Yeah, it's
environment.
super comfortable. Yeah.
It's a beautiful build out. Yeah.
And one of the nice things about that is they're open all mall hours, right? So they have morning and evening
Yep.
food, but it's all made to order.
Yes.
It is.
And it is so fresh, the ingredients.
good. It's
good.
It is tasty.
Talk about coffee. I like the Nutella infused hot
Yes.
chocolate.
Oh,
It's
that sounds
delicious.
good too.
There you go.
For those
Yes.
non-coffee drinkers.
Little
we
sweet
love it.
treat.
Okay, so how about Arabian Oud? Talk a little bit about that one.
Yes. So they're actually one of the largest global perfumers out there. So first to market location, you can do custom scents, and it's all oil-based perfume. So luxury brand.
It's going to be gorgeous.
It's going to be a gorgeous build out. Yeah. So we're really excited for that to open. To West, across from Edikted.
Yep.
And it's opening this month.
Oh, wonderful.
That's exciting.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we have a few more that are open that are literally going to be freshly open by the time this episode hits or soon thereafter. So
Okay.
let's talk about some of those. Aloe,
Yes.
which is
Love
Much
very exciting for
anticipated.
this. Yes,
Yes.
we have a lot of people
Yes.
excited about this one.
Aloe is a beloved brand. It's a LA-based, very fashion-forward. I would say more of a lifestyle brand. It's not just
Yeah.
athleisure. They have clothing.
Yeah. Like your jacket that you
Aloe-
have on right now.
Yes, this blazer.
A blazer.
Oh,
Yeah.
so fitting. I
Yes.
love that.
Yes.
We could be brand ambassadors,
We could,
actually. We wear so much of their stuff. But Aloe, the acronym is kind of fun, is air, land, ocean.
I did not know
I
that.
did not know that either.
But it's super fun. But everything is very fashion forward, but also functional. It could be from anything from yoga to just, again, lifestyle fashion wear, but it's men's and women's. And ours will be the second in the state of Minnesota, but we're very excited about it. I think they open in a couple weeks.
West Side Level 1.
West Side Level 1.
Right down from Apple.
Yes, right down from Apple.
Love it. New
Also,
Balance.
I know. I was like, if you've never worn their socks, it sounds weird, but they're
Aloe
the best.
socks?
Aloe socks.
Okay.
Check them out. Okay, they're so comfy.
They're so comfortable.
Yes, they're the best.
They are.
Speaking of socks and
pairs of
Little hidden
footwear,
fact, too many. I don't want to say.
how
It's
about New
embarrassing.
Balance? Talk a little bit about New Balance.
Yes. Well, how many pairs of New Balance shoes do you have?
Okay, the 327s are my favorite.
Yeah.
I have them in so many colors, I won't say. But
I have at least 2 pairs. It's probably the most iconic sneaker brand out there right now.
Yeah.
It's a great store. New Balance has been around forever, but we call it the Heritage Store. They'll be opening in a couple of weeks as well on 1 South, very close to Free People. Very excited. They have everything from, again, the sneakers.
I was going to say they'll have clothing,
to,
right?
They have apparel. They've got running jackets, all sorts of stuff. But it's an iconic brand. But I would say right now they're probably most well known for their sneakers.
Yeah, for sure.
So when you say heritage store, what does that mean?
So they started in Boston, and very long time ago. So would they bring in some of the more vintage aspects to the brand, and just an homage to the brand
To their
as
beginning.
well.
Yeah.
Okay.
To the beginning of the brand.
Yep.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah.
How about Mavi?
Mavi. So Mavi means blue in Turkish.
Okay.
It does. So they're a denim company. Really excited. I know everyone loves a good pair of denim.
I have some.
Do you? Yes.
I do.
Okay.
Yes.
So Mavi
You're just
started,
on all the trends, Dan.
I
Just
know
saying.
you
Yeah.
are.
So impressed.
Started
I
in
know.
the 90s and was like a huge brand in the 90s. And then they branched off and started making jeans for other brands. But now they're back to opening their own stores. That'll be on level 1 South to open later, I think later this summer.
I think, late this summer.
But
Yeah.
it almost reminds me a little bit of Madewell in terms of like they're just really focused on their brands and their quality, really great quality.
They're very comfortable.
Yeah.
They are very comfortable. Yep.
We've got
I
another.
love that you have a pair.
Yep.
I know. That's
No.
great.
Yeah.
That's great. The other one on the west side that's going to be joining us is Skims. So let's talk about Skims.
Oh
It's
my
very
gosh.
exciting. Yeah.
Skims is, if everyone doesn't know, co-founders Kim Kardashian. Yes.
I'm sorry, who was that?
Kim Kardashian.
Have you heard her name, Kim Kardashian? Yeah.
So we're really excited about Skims. Ours will be actually the largest in the country to date. It'll be about 8,000 square feet. It's going to be on 1 West, right near Aloe, next to Apple. What's your favorite thing about Skims?
Oh, I just think it's so comfortable. I love,
Yeah.
I have so many of their different items. I won't go into it, but yeah, it's
So
just
they
like the comfort,
You don't want to go into the details of the product.
Yeah,
that you
right?
So they started as a shapewear company,
Yes.
right? But now it's like she's into sweatshirts and T-shirts and
Actually, I
tank
will
tops
say
and pajamas.
the pajamas.
Are
I've never
amazing.
felt fabric so soft
I know.
before. So now
then
I'm
she-
hooked on the pajamas.
And then she brought in men's, and she has a wedding line now too. And then she recently did a collaboration with Nike. So
She's doing it all.
Yeah,
It's such a perfect fit for
what can't
us.
she do?
No
I don't
pun
know.
intended, though.
Right?
I really think that it's going to be a great addition to our retail
It's
mix.
gonna be
Yeah, we're
really
pretty
all
excited
of these,
about it.
like
Yeah.
it's so exciting. And I don't want to be remiss to say that we also have some stores that have recently remodeled. And I love the fact that the tenants at Mall of America always stay fresh.
Yes.
Whether we have new brands coming in, we're moving them to a different location.
Yep.
They're remodeling because they want to stay fresh and innovative. It's just great. And my favorite, because you guys all know I'm a huge
Yes.
EVEREVE fan.
Yes.
But EVEREVE moved from right outside Nordstrom in a fairly small footprint to a much larger space on the north side, kind of in the central location. And so their store is absolutely beautiful.
It's
beautiful.
It's great.
stunning, and I feel like it's finally the best representation of their brand.
Yes,
So
I
it looks
agree.
beautiful. Obviously, it's a Minnesota brand, so we're so happy to have that representation here. And we were working on it for a long time, so
Yeah.
it was hard to find the right space, but
It
the
finally came
stars finally
together.
aligned,
Yes.
and they are now open in their new location, which is on level 1 North.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then just down from there, Pandora just
Yes.
freshened up their
Another beautiful
space.
store.
Yeah, it looks amazing.
It looks beautiful. And I mean, if people are walking around the mall, there's just a lot of movement, a lot of construction happening with other remodels, moving things around. So keep coming out to visit us because we're always moving things around and keeping it fresh and adding new things. So I would love to know from your perspective, no limits at all. What would be that brand or concept that you would just love to have at Mall of America?
Can we say, Carrie?
You know, I think we're going to keep that reveal for a later time. 'Cause
Okay.
Wow.
We
don't tell our secrets.
Right? I know.
Yeah.
Well,
We
I would
love-
say like extension of other categories then. Like, is there something like more restaurants, more attractions, or specific categories of retail that you'd really like to strengthen here?
You know, there's so many, actually.
I mean, I think something that's, you know, an example of everything we've been talking about is men's, you know, bringing in more stuff for men.
I would say, for sure, restaurants. We're always looking for the latest and greatest restaurant. We're always looking for unique things in that category. Something that is maybe missing in a category. So we'd like to kind of think outside of the box with that. More entertainment, and I would say this: as brands are evolving, because technology is so much better today, we're really looking at brands that are layering technology into what their brand offers. So we're kind of looking into more ways that the brand can probably provide the most best guest experience possible.
Absolutely. Well, it's the retailtainment, right? And that's what we've been known for since day one.
Yeah.
And also just the whole experiential element of Mall of America. People are coming because the retail here is not expected. It's different, and you want it to be different than what you experience online. You want to be able to come into the brick and mortar space and have something different.
Even like Lululemon. You know?
Yeah, so our Lululemon is one of the largest in the country, and it has a yoga studio inside, a cafe, but they're always, you know, trying to evolve and reinvent, and they want to do it here, just because of the presence that the brand can have at this property.
Right.
So
they want our store to be the most unique in the country.
Absolutely.
And many of the brands do that too.
So we're gonna do a little retail roundup. So I'm gonna we've talked about so many different brands, and Dan, you need to participate as well.
Oh my gosh.
And so this is kind of a lightning round and a little retail challenge. And so I'm gonna mention kind of an occasion, and then you guys tell me which one of the new tenants you would recommend going to for one of these items.
Is this a contest?
So-
is anyone going to win? Or
I will.
No, Ashley, we do not have
you on.
prizes.
Yeah.
Look at this.
Oh, there's
First
no
time on the show, and
prizes?
she's looking for prizes and gifts. And it's all good. Okay, so if I'm looking for a weekend trip outfit, where would you recommend going?
Oh my gosh.
Any one of you can contribute.
weekend
Chubbies.
trip.
There you go.
Chubbies
Yes.
for you.
You're going to the lake, it sounds like.
Right,
for your
yeah.
weekend
Yes.
trip.
What
which
else are we going to do in
is
Minnesota
fitting
in
for the summer.
How about Madewell?
I was going to say that,
Were
Carrie.
you?
You read my mind.
Okay.
Yeah. So I don't know if anyone's been to Madewell recently, but they've really been reinventing their designs and everything. I can't go in there without wanting
something.
so many things. Yeah.
So we'll open it up to any tenant at the mall since
I
they're
followed
not
the rules.
following the
I'm
directions.
just saying I followed the rules.
Oh, wait, I
Sorry.
missed that. Oh my
No,
gosh.
you're totally. I agree. Madewell is great. No, featuring the new
just the
stores
new
was
stores.
the
Of
idea
course.
here, people. But it's okay.
Okay.
You can go off script if you'd like to.
Okay.
If you're doing
I
something,
lost. I think I lost, Dan.
something with your kids or your nieces and nephews, something fun, a store for them. Where would you take them?
Oh, nieces.
For me, it would be Activate because my grandkids are getting to that age. They would absolutely love Activate.
I would agree.
Same. My family's very competitive, so I would love to bring all my nieces and nephews and just
Out for Activate?
Yeah.
Okay, how about Human Crane?
Yeah, that too.
Yeah.
My daughter Chandler has been dying to do it, so
Yeah.
I think that'll be on the summer bucket list. Yeah.
Love it. How about a summer self-care splurge?
Ooh. Self-care.
Self-care splurge.
I'm going with the new Perfumier
Oh,
Arabian
Arabian Oud.
because
Arabian Oud.
I love scents.
Yeah.
I mean,
Like to
I
smell good?
I really do, and I've not tried their product before, so I'm really looking forward to that. That would be a splurge.
Okay, can I go off
In my
script
Chubbies.
again? Because
Yes.
Chanel Beauty, on that note,
Yes.
I don't know if everyone knows this, but there are specific scents that you can only get at the Chanel Beauty boutique. And so that is on my list right now.
that's
the
great.
bottles are beautiful. The smells are
beautiful.
amazing.
Yeah.
But it's definitely a splurge. So if anyone's looking for gift ideas,
Awesome.
That's a good one. I would go
and
with
again,
aloe
outside of
for
the
me.
rules,
Yeah.
but you're good.
I'm not always good at following the rules, but
So for those that were not listening, Carrie said aloe for hers.
Oh,
That
yeah.
was her
For
self
sure.
search.
Yeah.
Okay, how about a birthday gift for your best friend? Any thoughts?
okay, I'm going to go off script again. Goriana.
Oh, Goriana's pretty new.
Right? Yeah, it's still pretty new.
Yeah.
I do it.
They have great
I actually
jewelry.
was just in there because I was actually buying a graduation gift.
Yes.
And they have really great bracelets that are the gemstones. And they have different sayings behind the gemstones and the meaning behind them, and also personalization with a lot of initial items for bracelets and necklaces, which are just nice personal gifts.
Yeah,
So
they're known
personal.
for
Yeah.
initials. Yeah.
And they have charms, and then they also have the fine jewelry. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
I would do
The
a,
experience store would be a good one too.
oh yeah, I'd do a meal at Sweet Paris because then I would get to eat as well.
Yeah.
I love it. Well, that is going to wrap it up for this. I was going to say issue. It's kind of an episode. We write about things. We
Yes.
talk about things. It's great. But thank you, Ashley, for your first time. You did a fantastic job.
Thank you
Hopefully
for
you will
having
come
me.
and
Very
join
good.
us again.
I'll come back.
Carrie, thank you
Yes,
as
thank
always.
you. So
we
much
love
fun.
to talk about all the retail and all the offerings that we have here. Dan, thank you for joining.
Yes.
And for all of our listeners and viewers, come and check out all these fabulous offerings that we have. Your favorites that you always go enjoy and visit, but also check out some of the new stores.
Find something
There's a
new,
lot of fun things to offer. So that's going to do it for this episode of So Much More. Definitely share with your family and friends and tune in next time. Thanks for listening to So Much More, a Mall of America podcast. Subscribe wherever you find your favorite podcasts. This show is presented by Bloomington, Minnesota Travel and Tourism.